Hi friends, I thought I'd just make a quick video about this woman here who has a lot to say about gender identity, and she has a lot to say about her daughter who's autistic and trans, or autistic and has a gender identity. I can't really remember, but it was something like that. I'm not gonna do a fucking British accent this whole goddamn video because I don't have the energy. But this is something I do on occasion because I feel like it. It's something I've done for a long time and I can do it well. And I've fooled some English people before, okay? I have. Alright? But really doing that is a way to change my identity. Not really. It's just a way to change how people perceive me. And it's a lot of fun and I love doing it. It's a cool party trick. I'm sure I've annoyed a lot of English people by being like, I can talk in an English accent. But the thing is, I actually can though. It's like most people who think that they can really can't, and they sound like shit. But I sound okay, right? I'm not really sure why I've opened the video like this, but I guess this is just a fun way for me to show you that I, in fact, am American. I can do an English accent. I can do other accents too. I don't have it in me to try Australian right now, but I'm just saying, like, changing your language is something, changing my language, changing my accent is something that is easy for me because I have a perfect ear and I can speak really fucking well. Okay? And it's something that's fun for me and I really truly thoroughly enjoy doing it. I love learning other languages as well. Sorry this intro has been so fucking long, but I want to talk about this woman because she's crazy. And I don't care if she's autistic. She does say that she's autistic later in the video. Every single person, regardless of whether or not they're neurotypical or neuroatypical. What is the word? Not neurotypical? Neuroatypical? Regardless of their cognition, whatever the heck it is, deserve to be treated like human beings. Okay? And I'll be fucking mean to whoever the fuck I feel like. Okay? Whoever the fuck deserves it. Alright? So deal with it.
I want to talk about gender identity and autism. Prior to my autistic...
Let's talk about this background. Okay? This is something I would expect from someone in middle school. And I know that she's just done up this little area probably for shooting. Do you? But, like, can you take this woman seriously? I cannot. Sorry, I can't. She, like, everything in here is something that I would expect a middle schooler to have. Maybe it's her daughter's room. I don't know. Or her kid's room. I don't know. But, like, her outfit, the hair, the Popflex characters, the wallpaper. I can't take you seriously.
Transgender daughter coming out, I hadn't really given a lot of thought to gender identity. I was basically pretty ignorant about gender identity.
You mean your transgender, your rapid onset gender identity child telling you that he or she had been indoctrinated, because that's what quote unquote coming out is.
So the last 3 years since she came out have been a steep learning curve. And I've even discovered...
So it's a son? So I assume she has a son. But maybe her daughter is non-binary or one of these other stupid fucking things that they made up. I'm not sure.
things about my own gender identity that I'd not considered before. First, I'm going to talk.
Shocker. This is social contagion 100 fucking percent. Is like one person is trans, then the friend is trans, then the other person is trans, then the whole friend group is trans. I'm not exaggerating. That actually happens.
More generally about the connections between autism and gender identity, and then I'll share a little bit about my own personal journey. First, I want to make clear what gender identity is and how it differs from biological sex and gender expression.
Let me guess, she's gonna parrot the exact same fucking shit that countless other YouTubers, if you search gender identity on YouTube right now, have already fucking said. Like, seriously, you can't even count the amount of people who have said this same exact shit verbatim. I don't know why she's making a video about it, because, like, literally none of anything she's saying is new. None of anything she's saying is her own thoughts. Whatever.
Because I feel like this is a concept that I had to grasp to really start to understand how to look at gender.
No, it was a concept that you had to be indoctrinated into. It was a fucking club, it was a fucking cult that you had to be indoctrinated into. Okay? You have to be socialized to quote unquote believe this shit. More like you were forced into believing this shit, because anyone who is presented with this information and says, I'm not with this, they're immediately labeled as like a bigot and uneducated and stupid and on the wrong side of history, because that's how the trans cult works. Anyway.
Okay, so biological sex is basically what body we were born in. It describes our anatomy and our chromosomes. Gender is way more complicated than assigned sex.
Yeah, because gender is a stupid, made-up, fucking religious bullshit thing. Biological sex is real and provable. Even if you're DSD or VSD, gender is a religious concept. You feel like your gender. You identify as your gender. Your gender cannot be proved. We can prove someone's biological sex by not taking their clothes off. Okay? We can prove that. You cannot, no one can prove, so you can see, also in a photo you can tell whether or not someone is transgender or not. You can't do that with gender. All right?
It includes gender stereotypes and cultural attitudes to behavior, appearance, and thoughts which are based on gender. I find it
cultural attitudes. You mean like the ones in England? But anyway.
Easiest to divide my thoughts on gender into 3 categories. First, there are gender stereotypes, which is what is expected of someone based on assumptions about their gender. Examples of gender stereotypes include expectations on clothing, hairstyles, as well as career choices.
You mean sex stereotypes? Sexist stereotypes? I think that's what she's trying to get at. She's trying to say, she wants to say sexist stereotypes. People use the word gender and sex completely incorrectly, and it's really fucking grinding my gears, y'all. If y'all hear someone use the word gender when they mean to say sex, you should say, do you mean sex? I know that people like to say gender better than they like to say sex because, I don't know, they're immature and they're embarrassed to say sex. It is actually obnoxious, honestly, in the English language that we don't have a different word. You can say biological sex. You can say, did you mean biological sex and not gender? Because gender is a religious concept. Like, correct people, because they're using it incorrectly.
Is hobbies and personality traits. For example, the assumption that women are expected to be patient.
So she just fucking describes sexist stereotypes.
Compassionate and kind, and men are expected to be strong and powerful and brave.
Yeah, and all those things can be sexist. Because they're part of sexist stereotypes. Purple Ella.
That some people still genuinely expect that nurses will be women and doctors will be men. I find gender stereotypes unhelpful and I reject.
Yeah, they do. Y'all know that in Russia, being a doctor is actually a really low-paying job because almost all doctors there are women. Because sexism. Anyway.
But my gender identity is not connected to my rejection of gender stereotypes, which is something.
Yes, it fucking is. How is it not? Your gender identity is not connected to gender stereotypes? Okay.
That people seem to really struggle with. I think that some people think that if we reject gender...
The whole concept of this, like, us and them within the transgender cult is very frightening and very obnoxious, and I fucking hate it. They're the special ones for believing in gender. They're the advanced ones for believing in gender. And everyone else who doesn't is just them. Everyone else who doesn't is confused. Everyone else who doesn't is just going to conform. That is a cult mentality. The end.
Stereotypes, then we don't need to think about gender identity. But that's not it. Secondly, there is gender expression. This is about personal choices about how we live our life and our natural attributes. It includes things like behavior, voice, haircut, style choices, makeup, etc. Sometimes.
Isn't that just your personality? I've never thought about my gender expression before in my life. Now I'm thinking about it, but that's just how I am. Like, I don't ever, like, wear a fucking dress to church and I'm like, oh, my gender identity, blah, blah, blah. Christ.
A person's gender expression does not match up with gender stereotypes, which can be based on the sex we were assigned at birth or on our gender identity. For example, being a transgender female does not mean that you will automatically present yourself in an incredibly feminine way. You could be a masculine or androgynous transgender female, and that would be totally valid. Our gender...
Okay, but you can't be a masculine or gender non-conforming woman when you have no quote-unquote gender identity. Is that totally valid? Oh my god, dude. Totally valid. So hilarious to me. Fucking hate that word now.
Expression does not invalidate our gender identity. Assuming that it does would be attaching gender stereotypes to gender identities, even those which fall outside of the binary.
Assuming that it would be attaching gender stereotypes to gender identities. That's what your whole fucking religion is based on, babe. That exact thing is saying, oh, if you dress this way, your gender expression is female. Oh, or is girly or whatever the fuck. Or like, oh, if you dress that way, your gender expression is boyish. It's sexism. This is a cult based on sexism. Okay?
And that is such a common assumption in my experience. Finally, there is gender identity. This is about our internal feelings about whether we are male, female, both, or neither, or a little bit of one, sometimes, or changing gender day by day. With gender identity, anything goes. So in conclusion, gender identity is not based on gender stereotypes or gender expression.
Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it fucking is.
As the mother of an autistic transgender child, I was interested to read a study last year that showed that transgender or gender diverse people are 3 to 6 times more likely to be autistic than the general population.
Probably because they can't grasp basic concepts like just because you're a woman and you don't want to wear a dress doesn't automatically make you like, oh my god, you guys, this is making my head hurt. Now that we have the gender cult, now that we have gender cultists, we have these autistic people who are now questioning their identities, their gender expression, because the trans cult exists. Okay, go to this video and see the comments, and that exact thing is happening. Okay, and it's totally not okay to be doing this to autistic people. It's not okay to be doing this to anyone, right? But like the fact that autistic people fall victim to this shit is really scary, and no one seems to be talking about it. I'm really tired of this shit.
Research on the links between gender and autism are really in their infancy, and there are no conclusive ideas or reasons yet for why this might be.
Okay, cool, babe. I don't need a fucking study to tell me this because I've lived life, and you can deduce a lot of reasons from learning basic facts about how autistic people function and also removing yourself from the trans cult. Anyone can draw this reasonable conclusion that autistic people are at risk of entering the gender cult because of how they work. Y'all, I've said this in other videos, and other people have said this in other videos, and not even about this topic, but autistic people love routine. They love rules. They love when things don't change. They have a lot of them really, really, really have a huge issue with change. Like if their routine has to be messed up for some reason, a lot of them get upset. Okay? So okay, let's just carry on.
I want to speculate about this myself because I simply don't know the answers. But if you'd like to speculate in the comment section, then you should feel free to go ahead and do that because it's definitely an interesting topic. Which leads me on.
Okay.
The new and equally interesting topic, autigender, which can be used as a standalone gender or in combination with another gender, is the notion that one's
Altigender? What? What? Altigender?
topic, which leads me on to a new and equally interesting topic. Autigender, which can be used as a standalone gender or in combination with another gender, is the notion that one's gender experience is being influenced by the fact that you are autistic.
Okay. Well, yeah.
This definition from LGBTA Wiki, and it goes on to describe the ways in which one's autism can impact one's gender, including the fact that gender is a social construct, and like many social constructs, it was probably decided upon by neurotypical people. And
I'm not entirely sure how the term social construct got popularized, but it clearly got popularized. If y'all watch that movie Milk with Sean Penn, one character in it, I think I might be mixing it up with something else. No, I'm mixing it up with something else. Sorry. Okay, I'm just saying like the social construct bullshit, like that word, that phrasing didn't really come about until it wasn't really popular until like 15 or so years ago. Okay, that is some liberal Berkeley gobbledygook shit that I don't want to hear anymore. I don't think it makes sense anymore because here we have this clown talking about how social constructs apply to gender cult within autism, but she's serious because she's in the cult. And I don't even fucking know what it means. When we use all these words and throw all these words around endlessly, they lose meaning. They lose significance. Okay? Social construct has lost all significance for me because I am tired of fucking hearing it.
So, like many social constructs, it might not feel right or accurate for autistic people. Not everyone will feel like their gender is impacted by their autism, but for those that do, this information and description might be really useful. If this is something you'd like to explore further, I found a few articles and podcasts on the topic, and I'll leave those in the description box below, alongside the research study that I was talking about earlier. I've talked before on my channel about my experience.
Part of the gender cult is having a massive hard-on for academic studies. Okay, quote me. I understand where people are coming from when they want to worship studies. I understand that people want there to be quote unquote scientific evidence, scientific proof, scientific suggestion for things. But like not everything works that way, and guess the fuck what, everyone, you don't need a goddamn study to tell you what to have for breakfast. Okay, you don't need a goddamn study to tell you how to get to work in the morning. You don't need a goddamn study to tell you that maybe you're eating too much candy and it's making your teeth rot, right? We don't need studies, but these people need studies.
This is parenting a transgender child, but I haven't talked at all about my experiences of my own gender, mostly because my child coming out and my experiences learning about gender has taken some time. And during that time, I needed to do listening, not talking. Now I feel ready to talk about gender.
No, you needed to do talking because you're supposed to be the adult. You're supposed to be the adult in the relationship. You're not supposed to be parented by your children. You're supposed to be the one saying, you can listen for a little bit, but then you can say, what you're saying is not making sense. And I don't support this. And you're always going to be I don't even know if her child is biological male or biological female. You're always going to be my son or daughter. And no amount of surgeries, no amount of pins you wear, no amount of anything is ever going to change your biological sex. Okay? You're supposed to be the adult lady.
And my identity. As a child and a young adult, I absolutely rejected gender stereotypes, and I was definitely drawn to people who did the same. I loved artists like David Bowie, Katie Lang, and Boy George, and they showed me that I did not need to be defined by my biological sex.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. No, they fucking did not. David Bowie, I don't actually know about Katie Lang, but David Bowie and Boy George wore makeup when that was really not a thing for men in the 80s. But they were also pop stars. Right?
In addition, I come from a family of...
So I'm saying that was like a gimmicky thing that they did, but it got them attention, obviously. But I fucking love Boy George. Anyway.
Very strong women, and I was in no way given any indication that my gender would impact my expectations for my future. As a child, I refused to wear dresses and skirts. And by the time I was at university, I had shaved off...
Refusing to wear dresses and skirts doesn't mean anything. It just means you want to wear pants.
My hair, and I started wearing suits to university balls where all the other girls would wear fancy dresses and feather boas and stuff like that.
Okay, so you had your own style. Good for you.
I've never really worn makeup apart from for performances or if I'm filming or stuff like that.
I don't wear slave paint, and you shouldn't either. Don't even wear it when you're filming, lady. It's a bad example, but anyway.
Some of this was connected to my sensory needs. Skirts, dresses, and other feminine clothing just didn't feel comfortable.
Okay, it can very well be connected to your sensory needs, but no one should wear something that they don't want to wear. I want everyone, whoever the heck you are, to wear whatever it is you want to wear that you feel comfortable in. Okay? Like forget about sensory needs. Forget about that for a second. Wear what you want to wear.
For me. But I also enjoyed playing with gender stereotypes and rejecting traditional femininity. Later, when I became a mother, I started to conform. My thoughts on this were around not wanting to look noticeably different in any way that could embarrass or impact my children.
Honestly, that's kind of reasonable. She has a point.
never fit in. I felt strongly that I never wanted to do anything to put them in the same position with their peers, or the parents of their peers, who could potentially judge them based on my appearance and behaviour. But it turns
Do you think they're fucking not doing that now? You got this video of you being a clown on the internet. Do you think they're not doing that? But okay.
I was never going to fit in, no matter how many generic female mom-type clothes I tried to wear. My mask just was not that convincing. Eventually, I was diagnosed as autistic, and I rejected all my masking, attempting to fit in stuff, and realised that I just needed to do me, because any other option negatively impacted my physical and mental health. But when I first heard the term non-binary, I admit...
You know, I'm not against people who are autistic coming out and saying, like, hey, I'm autistic. You know, sometimes it is relevant for whatever is going on. But can't they just be themselves? Do they have to say, I'm autistic? Like, do you have to make a video about it and put it on the internet for the whole world to see? Like, I think a lot of people don't want to do that. And a lot of people who are autistic, like, don't need it to be reiterated in their daily lives that they're autistic. They just want to live their lives. Right? I'm just saying, I don't know if it's an entirely positive thing that people are broadcasting this on such a level. Anyway.
I was confused. Why did this label exist, I thought? Why couldn't we all do what we wanted to do and...
It exists because of transgenderism. It exists because of the cult. And you're right. Why couldn't we all do what we wanted to do and present ourselves how we wanted to present without needing a label for it? That's what a lot of people do anyway. And they don't fucking call themselves non-binary because they're grown-ass adults, Ella.
And ourselves how we wanted to present without needing a label for it. I could understand being born in the wrong sex.
No, that's not a thing.
But the notion of being neither, or a little bit of one, or both, was just really confusing for me, I have to admit. And eventually, I realised that this was because I didn't really feel...
It was confusing because it doesn't make sense. That's why.
Connected with gender, I felt kind of genderless, and I kind of assumed that everyone else felt the same way.
What the fuck is with people saying they feel genderless? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Seriously. I don't feel like a man or a woman. I feel like I have no gender. Okay, cool. Then get the fuck away from the trans cult and just say that you're a male or female. Say that you're a man or a woman. If you don't like it, then you have a problem with it. Why are you, like, forcing yourself to do this thing that you have a problem with? I guess it's the cult, but anyway.
I explored this notion, wondering, do cisgender people really feel...
Oh my god, of course she says cisgender. Really feel like they're assigned gender? Why are they fucking saying this shit still? My assigned gender. It's so stupid. No one has an assigned gender, lady.
Their assigned gender. I certainly couldn't say that I felt like a woman, even if Shania Twain was trying to tell me that I should do so. So I asked my cis friends about their experiences around gender, and I got...
I hate the word cis so much.
A variety of different responses and definitions of what feeling like one's gender is. And I realised that these experiences were really individual and personal. I realised that I did not now, nor had I ever felt connected to the sex that I was born, and that perhaps my...
Well, that's bullshit. Sounded like you were connected to it when you were wearing whatever the fuck you wanted to wear. To the balls. You were definitely connected to it when you were pregnant and gave birth, you dumb shit. Are you kidding me? You had a kid, and now you suddenly don't feel like a woman? Fuck off.
Rejection of the non-binary label had been a recognition of how I feel. I rejected it because I assumed that everyone had gone through life feeling this way. And if everyone felt this way, then why label it? Turns out that I was wrong. And this...
So she's conflating her autism with being non-binary. She's conflating her autism with a gender identity. Way to go. Way to go, trans cult. I'm clapping for ya.
Helped me to confirm that I am non-binary. So initially, I thought that I didn't need to come out or use this label. This felt like something
You don't.
I could just know about myself privately, and I did this for about a year, so I didn't come out. But over time, it started to feel like perhaps it would be comfortable if this was something that people knew, and that perhaps I'd like to try different.
Grown-ass woman like this. Perhaps I'd like to try different pronouns. That's so embarrassing. There's actually a football chant that people in England say. And I've used it in a video before. It goes, "That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing." You're supposed to be acting like a grown-ass woman, lady. You're not supposed to be doing this middle school shit that your kid is doing by experimenting with different pronouns. Like, why? Like, literally, no one thought anything negatively, or no one's thinking about your stupid gender identity. I guess they are now, especially in England, because they're fucking cuckoo about this shit. But like, this woman's name is Ella. Like, the other moms, right, are like, oh yeah, she brought cookie biscuits. They don't fucking say cookies in England. She brought that thing to the potluck. Like, oh yeah, like she lives down the road, or like, oh yeah, Ella's mom, blah 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 blah. Like, they're not like like, so I'm just saying, like, they're thinking about her in whatever ways that they're thinking about her, but then she comes up and is like, actually, I want to use different pronouns. That's basically her just going up to them and being like, hey, I need you to pretend with me. And instead of them being mature women, they're like, oh yeah, I'll pretend with you. Fam, if you want to play pretend with me, like, hit me up, because I really want to do it. I got tons of stuffed animals. We can play with those. I got some fucking angel wings, and I've also got some rainbow butterfly wings. You hit me up if you want to play for real. Play some make-believe game, because I will do it, and I would have fun. Okay? But like, the gender shit, the imaginary pronouns is not fun. It's stupid.
Pronouns. But I needed to speak to Mr. Purple about it all first, and I was nervous. He already has a wife who is openly disabled.
I hope that's not her real surname, just because, like, I don't know why you would put your real surname on the internet, but okay.
Neurodivergent, rainbow-coloured, and just, well, not like the other cookies in the cookie jar. However, I needn't have worried because he obviously told me.
Was that the word I was looking for before? Did I say that in this video? Was I trying to say neurodivergent? Anyway.
He loves me, whatever, and that if this is something that I needed to do, then he fully supports me. So, I came out on Twitter and I made a video about it for TikTok. Side note, I make a lot of content.
Your husband's cuddling you. Him going along with it is coddling you and your child, but anyway.
On TikTok, so if you'd like a bit more Ella in your life, then feel free to follow me there at Purple Ella and Coco. Initially, I changed my pronouns to she/they. I guess this was a little gender.
That's sexist. It's sexist to not use woman pronouns. It's sexist to call yourself they, because then you're saying that you can't wear what you're wearing and be a woman. You can't be who you are and be a woman. You need to do a special addition to the words that people refer to you as. No one fucking does it, by the way. You asking someone to refer to you as a certain way when they are not around you is stupid. You asking someone to refer to you with your imaginary pronouns is immature as fuck, Ella. Sorry. Woman up.
Pronoun change for me because this felt.
I bet you don't call yourself a woman because of internalized misogyny, but I digress.
Like a lot. I was still feeling a bit embarrassed and like I didn't have permission to embrace my gender identity. But the day I came out, I felt this relief. It was like a weight that I didn't even know I'd been carrying had been lifted. Not so the feelings of discomfort I've had about my body since puberty suddenly.
Again, this is conflating the issue of possibly being autistic. Obviously, this woman has a lot of strong feelings about her being autistic, and that does come with a lot of challenges. For real. But making up a new gender identity is not how to actually address those issues. Okay? It's a goddamn fucking diversion.
It made sense now. I just felt more me now I'd admitted this truth. This was back in August, so I've had time to sit with it.
You mean you enjoyed the attention you got from conforming to some middle school ideology? Okay.
And to get used to it. And I've realised something really important. I've realised that the only person that I need permission from to embrace my gender identity is me.
Then why are you using they them pronouns?
No matter how other people feel about it, it doesn't matter if people think that they them pronouns are silly. What matters?
It does matter, because they are silly. I would fucking, you know what I fucking love watching? I fucking love watching Super Nanny. And the parents on that show do some of the dumbest shit ever. They do some of the most unproductive, enabling shit to their kids and themselves. Okay? And you know what? They feel silly doing that shit. They do, because it's not working for them. And they're saying, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Someone please help. Super Nanny, come please help. Like, it does matter in this case if someone thinks they're silly. If they don't like your outfit, they don't like your outfit. If they don't like your hair, they don't like your hair. But someone saying that how you refer to yourself, you also disregarding and downplaying the fact that you're a woman, is a really bad example for kids, Ella. It's a really bad example for other moms too, and other women, other possibly autistic moms. Okay, so stop.
This is how I feel, and if I feel more happy and more confident identifying as non-binary, then that has to be a good thing.
That's not really a good phrase. That's not really a good face. I know that people make these videos because they are, what's the word I'm looking for? Because they're trying to validate their feelings. They're trying to build themselves up by making these videos of them parroting these phrases verbatim, right? They're trying really hard to conform. They're trying to say all the right words. They're trying to use all the right word salad. They're even trying to do it on camera, right? A lot of autistic people love being on camera, by the way. A lot of autistic people, a lot of actors are actually autistic. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of like famous actors are in fact autistic, for real. I'm sure a lot of them aren't diagnosed. I'm sure a lot of them don't divulge that information. But like the rules of acting are just that, the rules, right? And when there are strict rules to obey on something like a movie set or a TV show set or on TikTok, autistic folks kind of just lap that up. And they have every right to. But I'm against the trans cult.
I now realise that I would like to switch to they-them pronouns.
Oy vey, because you're misogynist? You would like to switch to they-them pronouns because you are ashamed of being a woman? You would like to switch to they-them pronouns because you, on some level, can acknowledge sexism against women, but instead of actually addressing that sexism by saying, hey, sexism is wrong, you're going to use they-them pronouns about it. Guess what, lady? It ain't working. It done been not working for many years, too. So good luck. This video is a year old, but it's rather current.
My whole family has been really trying their best to use them for me recently, and it feels really nice. So after I put this video out, I'll be changing my pronouns.
Your whole family has been trying to use them for you recently? You mean like when someone talks about you in third person and you just happen to hear it? Like, this is why I fucking hate gender pronouns. I hate them all the time, but I especially hate them because, like, people don't really say she, her to your face. Like, if you're talking to someone one-on-one, they don't use that for you. Or maybe, like, you say you're playing a card game and you can say, like, oh yeah, those are her cards. Like, why are you nitpicking about such stupid language when you are in fact a woman? Like, going by they, them, oh yeah, those are their cards. That's really truly what you want in life, is you want people to do these minuscule word changes whilst not actually addressing the dire sexism that's going on right now. Women in your country lit themselves on fire in front of the House and Parliament so you could go by they, them. Bitch.
On all my social bios to they-them, and I ask that people use those for me. So that's it. You might not agree with me about gender identity, and that's okay. But what isn't
They lit themselves on fire for the right to vote. I forgot to say that.
okay is telling me what my experience should be. So please keep that comment section.
I guess I've done that this whole video. So, too late. Sorry. We got freedom of speech in America, though, baby. Sorry. Do you really think that people just aren't going to say that? Do you think that people aren't going to assume that? Do you think that people aren't going to question you? Because they are.
Light and respectful. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please hit the like button.
Okay, this is something I fucking hate about lip femmes and I can't really deal with it, is how disrespectful they are to themselves and other women. Like, believing in quote-unquote sex work, which is prostitution and human trafficking, is racist, and it's ableist, and it's endangering children. Okay? But that's hashtag empowering. It's hashtag empowering to believe in sex work, to be okay with sex work, and to call it a sanitized term like sex work. Miss me with that shit. It's hashtag empowering to go by these imaginary pronouns. Meanwhile, women are losing the right to abortion in the United States. That's not a coincidence, by the way. women have lost the right to abortion in the United States because of how fucking crazy the trans cult has gotten, how fucking crazy of a goddamn diversion it is. Okay? People were like, ooh, shiny trans cult. They forgot about women's rights. Literally. Literally. Okay? This is not some joke. Like, yeah, you know what? It is some joke, but like the joke's on you because you are making yourself subservient. You are making yourself oppressed. You are oppressing yourself by going by they. You're also oppressing yourself by wearing heels, by wearing uncomfortable clothing, uncomfortable or unreasonable clothing. You're oppressing yourself by making stupid videos of yourself parroting shit. I'm tired of it. Everyone's tired of it.
And if you're not already subscribed and you'd like more content about disability, gender, service dogs, the stuff that I produce, then perhaps consider subscribing to my channel. Finally, if you'd like to support me so that I can continue working as a content creator and you have capacity to do so, then please consider joining my YouTube members club, the Purple People. The support I get from my members is part of what makes it possible for me to spend the time that I do making the work that I do for everyone. To thank the Purple People for that, I make them an exclusive monthly video. And side note, this is where you can find videos with Mr. Purple. And we also have a Discord group, which is genuinely one of the most supportive.
So, the transgender child thing, I can't really shake the Munchausen by proxy from that. Like, anyone who's making videos about their transgender child, like, you want attention. You want attention for that. You want attention for having a quote-unquote transgender child. I'll remind you that that was a decision that your child made and you fucking went along with it. Let me give you an example. Okay, so if your kid is, this is just a totally hypothetical. I'm not talking about like this. I'm not talking about Ella here. I'm just saying hypothetically. Hypothetically, you've got a kid who's 20. Maybe they're still living at home. They're kind of maybe a little bit overweight, and maybe they're not especially like athletic. And they come to you one day and they're like, Mom, it can be a male or a female, it doesn't matter. Mom, I want to be a ballet dancer. Are you going to be real with them? And be like, that's not going to happen? Or are you going to say like, okay, good luck? Like, realistically, someone who wants to be a professional ballet dancer, you got to start quite literally as a child. You have to have done ballet for many, many, many years. You can start, by all means, start in your 20s. Have at it, fam. But, like, chances are you ain't gonna be going to Juilliard for dance. You ain't gonna be, front running any big cities, like, ballet company. You know? Like, be realistic. Say, okay, well, good luck in your new found love for ballet, but like, wouldn't you say like, sorry, that's probably not gonna happen? Or like, how can you claim that you're gonna do that when like you've never actually done ballet? In the hypothetical, I'm saying this child has never actually done ballet. I would assume it would be kinder to be more realistic with this child than to just say, oh yeah, you can do it. You can totally do it. You're gonna be a ballet dancer, a famous ballet dancer. Like, really? Really? That's what the Munchausen by proxy with transgenderism is you're feeding into a child's delusion or their psychotic episode, their psychosis, by being like, oh yeah, oh okay, yeah, you're your imaginary gender now. Thanks for telling me. It's unhealthy, it's wrong, and it's bad parenting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's see if I can press stop on this thing properly. Can I? God damn it, that was such a good ending. Now I've gone and fucked it up because I can't turn this off. There we go. Bye.